Okay, hi. You have a moistening pack now. Thank you for buying it from us. And you want to know exactly how to put it together and begin using it. In Japan, because it's a water-based pigment, if we are printing like only one color on a sheet of washi, we could possibly print the paper dry and not be concerned about it. But if you're going to print, 18 colors, then you need to moisten the washi and the proof paper also, as far as that goes, beforehand. And the more sheets you moisten, if you want to print 20 sheets or 25 sheets, you do that the night before you print them. If you're using a thick paper, then the water will go through, but not right away, not so quickly. If you're printing only like 10 sheets, and they're small, like what I'll show you, you can do that. You can moisten the paper, 10 sheets or 15 sheets, and let it set for maybe a half hour or so. Again, it depends on how thick the paper is, how advanced the paper is. If it's really thick, then you have to moisten it. On one side, it's enough, but you have to let it set almost like overnight. The first thing you set down on your desk is a sheet of newspaper, like this. And you moisten it. You have to moisten the sample paper, the moistening sheets, and the real printing paper. You have to moisten it with a spray. And the sprayer has to be the kind that will make very, very fine spray. And you do that very, very lightly and very, very quickly. Moistening packs are of 3 sheets of this textile, this man-made material, but it's excellent. And for the size of the print that you want to moisten, your moistening sheet has to be maybe 3 or 4 or 5 centimeters bigger than the sheet itself. And if you're printing a large sheet, like for instance this newspaper, then you need a moistening pack that is at least 10 centimeters bigger than the sheet of paper. You do not use moistening sheets that are the same size as the paper you're printing. Also, there will be eventually, for sure, smudges of color from some of the some prints that you're making where the pigment is too thick and it goes into the moistening pack. Don't worry about that. Just let this dry, and then the pigment will have gone into the material and will never come out. So I've printed this sheet many times, and not once has it gone onto any of the washi that I've used. Again, just a very fine spray. And make sure it's even. And then turn it over. Just a little bit, not much at all. Now, from the second sheet, you put this on at an angle, not flat. You put it on at an angle like this. You're wondering why. When you turn this over, then you line it up. Now, why is that necessary to do? If you're a teacher, if you're teaching in your own studio or in college or someplace like that, and you have lots of students, or you have some students, they will interrupt you and ask you a question. Sensei, teacher, I just cut my finger off. What do I do? Or something like that. Anyway, you'll, in the middle of moistening this, you'll have to get up and rush off and correct the carving mistake that they made or something like that. When you come back, if you've lined up like this to moisten them, you will not remember if you've moistened this one or not. And you'll think about it, and you'll think about it, and you will make a mistake. You will have said, oh, I moistened this one, and you'll go to the next one, but you didn't moisten it. So the first time you print this sheet, you do it diagonally like this, and you moisten it. And then you turn over, and then you put it on like this. And the rule is that you haven't moistened this yet. So then you moisten it. And here's a big blurb from before, but it never enters any sheet of paper or any sheet of moistening pack. You must not moisten this more densely, because when you're printing, the moisture that's in the color will also go into this into here and make the sheet more moist. Color won't go in, but the moisture will. And that's what you want, to keep this only lightly moistened, which is very hard, because if you're printing like 100 sheets, and at some point you will, you should really print only like maybe 20 at a time, one color, and then let that dry overnight, and then the next morning moisten it and print the next 20 or 25 sheets of washi. The biggest problem, the biggest challenge that we have is moisture. Not so much moisture of the moistening pack, but the moisture of the print. Because the more moist the washi becomes, the worse it accepts the colors that you want to be on that sheet. And if you're printing like 18 colors or 25 colors or something like that, then you're going to face a huge problem, a huge problem. The colors that you print will not be sharp. The edges of them will not be sharp, which is not what you want. So you print one color 100 sheets. You print that once, and you let it dry overnight. And the next morning you remoisten it, and you do on color number 2 100 times. The professional woodblock printmakers here in this country, in Japan, are tremendous people. They are respected as high as possible. Then, when you're finished with that, you clip this like that, and these textile sheets do not bend like a piece of paper or anything else. They just curve. So you do need more space on the outside, and especially on the top, because if your print is right here, it'll be caught, it'll be stuck up here, and you don't want that. So you do want some space on all 4 edges, more down here on the center, of course. And but if you do it that way, it becomes very, very easy to print as quickly as possible. Okay, thank you.